Hello, my name is Kaylee Peterson, and my presentation is on the resilience of raccoons, how Procyon lotor will survive climate change. Procyon lotor are highly adaptable and will survive climate change due to their ability to exploit new habitats and food sources that I will discuss in my presentation. Before I begin my presentation, here are some evolutionary concepts that will help explain raccoon expansion and adaptation. First, natural selection. This is the process where individuals with traits better suited to their environment are more likely to survive and reproduce. Over time, these traits become more common in the population. Next is gene flow. This is the movement of genes between populations, often through migration. This increases genetic diversity and can introduce beneficial traits to new areas. Next, when I talk about traits in fitness, I'm referring to characteristics like diet flexibility or cold resistance that improve an individual's ability to survive and reproduce, in this case, the individual being the raccoon. Higher fitness means greater success in passing on genes. Next, niche shifts occur when a species adapts to a different habitat or lifestyle, often in response to environmental changes. For raccoons, this might mean moving from forests to urban neighborhoods. Finally, genetic adaptation. This refers to long-term genetic changes that improve a population's ability to cope with specific environmental pressures, like new pathogens or colder climates. Altogether, these concepts will help understand how raccoons and many other species respond to a changing environment. The first case study I will be reviewing is by Troyer et al. 2014, and this paper goes into raccoon adaptability and environmental conditions. Raccoons are a prime example of wildlife that thrives in changing environments, especially urban ones like we see in St. Augustine. Thanks to their adaptability, raccoons can live in a wide range of habitats, from forests and wetlands to cities and suburbs. Urban areas in particular offer consistent food sources like garbage, pet food, and even garden crops. When resources are abundant, raccoons have a high reproductive potential. They can produce multiple offspring each year, which fuels rapid population growth, especially in cities where food is plentiful. Urbanization also reduces the number of natural predators raccoons face, like bobcats and cougars, and even coyotes and wolves. This allows more individuals to survive into adulthood. Over time, raccoons with traits that help them navigate and exploit these human-dominated environments, like boldness, intelligence, dexterity, and curiosity, are more likely to survive and pass on their genes. This is an example of natural selection. This combination of adaptability, resource availability, and low predation pressure helps explain why raccoon populations are expanding so successfully in urban areas. The second paper I will be reviewing is by Coons et al. 2023. This paper goes into the impact of land cover and climate on raccoon distribution. Climate and land cover are major drivers of raccoon distribution, particularly as their range continues to expand globally. Recent research in this paper highlights that warmer climates, especially in northern regions, are enabling raccoons to move into new areas that were previously too cold for them to inhabit. Raccoons show a clear preference for landscapes that include a mix of forests, wetlands, and urban environments like I mentioned previously. This combination provides them with shelter, water, and abundant food resources. One notable trend is the increasing spread of raccoons in Europe. This expansion is not just about movement, it's also about genetic exchange. As raccoons migrate, they bring gene flow with them, meaning that genes are moving between populations. This gene flow spreads adaptive traits like tolerance for colder weather or urban environments, which helps raccoons survive in new habitats. In turn, this increases the overall genetic diversity of the species, enhancing their ability to adapt to even more environments in the future. With that, land cover and climate are not just shaping where raccoons live, they're influencing how the species evolves and thrives on a global scale. The third paper I will be going over is by Loop et al. 2019. This paper goes into the role of climate models in predicting raccoon expansion. Climate models are an important tool for understanding how raccoon populations might shift in response to global warming. According to Loop et al. 2019, raccoons tend to favor moderate climates. As global temperatures rise, new areas, especially those that were once too cold, are becoming suitable for raccoons. Using climate modeling, Researchers can predict where raccoons are most likely to expand in the future. These predictions are crucial for anticipating changes in ecosystems and preparing for potential wildlife management challenges. This range expansion is also tied to what we call niche shifts, where a species adapts to new environments, often through evolutionary changes. In raccoons, these changes include traits like a wide-ranging diet, which allows them to eat everything from fruits and vegetables to even insects, fish, small mammals, and even garbage. They also have highly flexible paws, enabling them to climb trees, open containers, and even break into attics or garages. Their thick fur also helps them survive in colder climates, allowing for continued expansion into northern areas. Climate models not only help us track where raccoons might go, but also give us insight into how they're likely to adapt and evolve along the way. The last paper I'll be going over is by Konopaniski et al. 2023. These researchers go into genetic adaptation in raccoons and how their immune system evolves over time. Raccoons are not just adapting to new environments behaviorally, they're also changing on a genetic level, especially in terms of their immune systems. These researchers found that pathogens and ecological pressures are key forces driving changes in raccoon immunity. As raccoons encounter new environments, whether urban, rural, or across continents, they're exposed to a wide range of pathogens. Natural selection is playing a role by favoring immune traits that help raccoons survive these new threats. This process is shaping their immune gene diversity over time. This is a clear sign of genetic adaptation. Raccoons are evolving better immune defenses as they spread into new regions. This ongoing evolution allows them to cope with emerging diseases, helping them maintain their success as a species in both native and non-native habitats. Raccoons aren't just surviving, they're evolving, with their immune systems actively adapting to the changing world around them. In conclusion, raccoons are well equipped to survive and even thrive in the face of climate change. Their high adaptability, broad genetic diversity, and flexible behavior allows them to exploit a wide range of habitats and food sources from forests to cities. Urban environments and warming climates are not barriers for raccoons, they're opportunities. These changes are opening new areas for expansion, especially in regions that were once unsuitable for them. Importantly, we're also seeing evolutionary adaptations in their immune systems. This shows that raccoons aren't just moving into new environments, they're also evolving to meet the challenges those environments bring. Altogether, raccoons are a clear example of how some species can successfully navigate and adapt to a rapidly changing world. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and here are my references.